One of our bigger challenges in installing the heating system is really handling the wood in the forest. We had to change the way that we actually handled wood, because in the past we would pile them into slash piles and burn them. There was not a lot of emphasis on quality control. Now what we have to do in the forest is, as we're thinning, we have to handle the wood, make sure it gets chipped and not contaminated. It's an extra step for our foresters in the field to make sure that we are getting the quality product that we need.
Well, we have a process where we try to keep the chips as clean as possible. And so in the forest, we have a system to where, whether it's the contractors or foresters in-house, when we do whole tree chipping, we run that through a chipper and try to get it to where we chip all those chips into a container, a roll-off container that's about 30 cubic yards. And that way it keeps it clean. We don't worry about rocks and miscellaneous other materials getting in there.
And the transportation issue, it's complex because we're basically thinning our forests in the summer and we need the chips in the winter. So we have to make sure that we're storing the chips in an area that's going to be accessible in the middle of the winter. And there isn't a set up transportation system that we can count on someone else to get the product to the plant on time when we need it. That's our biggest challenge internally, is making sure that we have the chips accessible, transported down, and in our chip facility, ready to burn when we have the highest demand for the heat.
The first thing about a chip is it needs to be of a fairly uniform size. And it's best described to me in the past as a large book of matches is about the size the chip should be. It shouldn't be a skinny, long snag, or, you know, it should be a fairly succinct size of chip, and it will move through the augers easier, move on the conveyor belts.
I really see this being good for the forest because when we thin like this, the number of stems per acre that are on the properties are really quite high. And when we reduce those numbers, it increases the health of those trees and reduces the catastrophic wildfire that can occur in these forests, thereby causing it to where we can have areas that are burned so severely that it takes them a long time to come back.